The hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, ich bin voll im Weg, ne? Ich pack mich mal hier unten hin, ne? Okay. Explore the end of the world. What are you talking about? Have you concerned that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she looked up? Boah, was? Wie viele Sachen gibt es? I'm not doing this. Vielleicht sind wir auch fein damit, dass die Welt endet. Das ist doch scheißegal. Boah, das sind sehr viele. Ich bin einfach mal ruhig. Wir antworten nicht drauf.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay. Einfach ruhig sein, Prinzessin, töte Mom nicht. Mach mal. Mach halt mal.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Ich finde den Stil voll cool.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Ich nehme einfach mal.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Oha. Oha.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the
Wir tun ihr einen
manipulation.
Gefallen. Hi, just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Oha, wie sie redet. So voller... Oha, so... Wie will ich?
You walk
Ich weiß nicht.
downstairs
Ich glaube
and
nicht.
lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Also so wie sie mit mir redet schon, ja? Nu. Nu. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Steer your nerves and step forward. Oha. Wir können also auch kurz einen Prozess machen. Das ist schon heftig.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Hm. Ich meine, sie ist gefesselt. Was soll ich jetzt mit dem Messer?
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Jetzt tötet sie uns.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Alter, das sind ja so viele Antwortmöglichkeiten. Holy shit. Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
Ja. Ich kann auch lügen. Nee, warum sollte ich das tun?
Don't just tell her that.
Doch.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Ah, ich werde so viele Fehler machen, ne? Vielleicht mache ich jetzt schon Fehler. No, but I'm sure they have their reason for keeping that information secret for me.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
What if they're bad reasons, though? If they had good reasons for thinking I was dangerous, wouldn't they have shared them with you? I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to leave.
Der Größte war, das Messer fallen zu lassen. Hä? Ich kann sie auch würgen, was?
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Oh, damit habe ich aber große Probleme.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has
Okay.
a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
Das ist ja jetzt schon richtig kritisch hier. Ich hasse jetzt schon. Okay, wie lange bist du denn schon hier unten?
Too long.
Hast du was gegen große Augen? Nee. Too long,
Again, she
cool.
offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Was ist der Name? Also wie ist der Name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Ich kann dir auch mal zwischen deine Brüste kacken. Was ist mit dir los? Oha, wie eingebildet.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Mhm.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess! I'm getting you out of here. Uff, okay, das ist ja jetzt schwierig. Wenn ich sie jetzt slay, ist das Spiel vorbei. Das ist ja klar, ne? Puh. Ich mach das hier.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
Oh, die Schrift, ne? Hat sich geändert.
And if you don't,
Ja?
I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Oha. Aha. Kennst du das wildgewordene Ben aus dem Gesicht? Kannst du das wildgewordene Ben aus dem Gesicht entfernen? Oha, was ist mein Schnurrbart? Ich bin Schnurribert.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Oh, es ist schwer. Schnurribert? Ja, ich bin Schnurribert. Schwierig. Mach ich jetzt 2 oder 3? Komm, wir riskieren einfach.
Oh, for the love of...
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Boah, ich mag deine arrogante Art nicht. Aber
You're
mal gucken.
making a huge mistake.
Wahrscheinlich, aber lass mich jetzt in Ruhe.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Vielleicht verstehen wir sie auch. Vielleicht ist es auch alles ein Missverständnis.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up here.
I'll be here.
Okay.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Was?
Is someone
Oha!
else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Wir wurden eingesperrt.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Oha!
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Ja.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Oha! Oha!
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Es juckt sie nicht. Sie hat sich gerade die Hand abgeschnitten. Also, abgerissen sogar. What the fuck? Oh Mann. Gute Nacht, Motoko. Schlaf gut. Oder wobei Nachtschicht an alle übrigen. Ist gerade in der Nachtschicht, dann ruhige Schicht. Okay.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair,
Was?
your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Oha! Alter, es ist mies!
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Ja, ihr Gesicht ist gerade wirklich sehr unbekümmert.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Was?
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Was? Warte!
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Oha, was? Chapter 2 haben es... The Prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin
Heilige
is a
Scheiße,
princess.
was?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of déjà vu. Ja?
A terrible sense of déjà vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
Was?
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You know I can hear you two, right?
It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago. We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Why I should listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us.
That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Oh,
Sure
yeah.
you are.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
Nachttor?
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
Also ich finde schon mal sehr geil, dass das ist ja halt ein Novel und dass das halt alles auch synchronisiert ist. Das ist eine verdammt krasse Arbeit, ne? Ich kenne halt, ich habe halt so eine Spiele auch viel gespielt, aber da musste ich halt alles so, das war halt nicht synchronisiert, das ist schon sehr krass.
You're talking in circles.
No, I'm talking in facts. Just be quick about it. She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right?
Stell dir vor, du müsstest das alles vorlesen. Dann hätte ich gewartet auf die deutsche Übersetzung. Mein Englisch klingt scheiße und ich kann auch nicht so wirklich gut übersetzen.
What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
Check your pockets.
You put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front. Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth."
Oha.
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side.
Mein Englisch ist auch nicht das Beste, aber ich finde, das Spiel verwendet jetzt nicht wirklich viele schwierige Wörter, um nichts zu checken. Ja, zum Glück. Hab auch noch einen Sticker erstellt. Oh nein. Was sind wir eigentlich für ein Monster mit den Fingernägeln? Das ist eine gute Frage. Also wir scheinen nicht wirklich menschlich zu sein. Ich weiß nicht. Aber wir sind der Hero. Keine Ahnung.
You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Okay. Who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Das mache ich aber. Why couldn't they slay her? Ja, warum können sie die nicht killen?
Look,
Warum müssen sie einen Helden holen?
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this.
Was?
Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are.
Wir sind special. Mhm.
I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Ja, das weiß ich auch nicht.
Yes. Right. We're here because we're special.
Nacht, Stefan.
Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin. I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
Nee, kann ich aber nicht. Ich kann dir nicht trauen.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you